So thank you so much, everyone, for turning up to hear about Steemit. My name is Sam Stonehill. I've been on Steemit for a year, and it has changed my life. The question I get asked the most is, where does Steem come from? It is impossible to generate money out of nothing. Or is it? In fact, the more you study the money system, the more you understand that people have been generating money out of nothing for quite a long time. And just as the Federal Reserve prints more dollars, the issuers of Bitcoin create more Bitcoins to pay the miners who secure the system. Steemit produces Steem to pay the users who use the system. What is Steemit? It is a cryptocurrency platform that earns you a reward as a content provider. It earns you a reward in a cryptocurrency called Steem. It is a gateway platform. Now, this is very important. There are many Facebook users currently. What Steemit provides is a gateway between those millions and millions of Facebook users and the world of cryptocurrency. So it's not just about getting people onto Steemit, it's about getting people into the world of cryptocurrency, understanding that this, I do believe, is the future of our monetary system. I knew nothing about Bitcoin before I joined Steemit a year ago. I had to learn about Bitcoin as a side effect of joining Steemit after spending quite a long time posting on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all the usual places. It was described recently by Forbes magazine as the fastest growing decentralized social media platform ever, which is quite extraordinary. When I joined a year ago, I think there was around 10,000 users. There's now 250,000 users, increasing exponentially currently. So now the why. Why is Steemit going to change the world? From my perspective, I would say the reason why is because it is so easy to transfer your existing content over to Steemit. So we've all done posts on Facebook, we've all done tweets and written about our lives, taken photos. That stuff can be transferred to Steemit, and you will earn this cryptocurrency called Steem by providing that content. Now, if you already have a blogging system in place with an existing network of fans, perfect. Bring them over to Steemit, more power to you. It has a built-in bank, which is very unique. They call it a wallet, of course, just like the Bitcoin wallet. Steemit has an internal wallet which looks after all your rewards that you earn through posting and curating. I'll explain about curating a little bit later. So it's very original in that respect. It is a social media platform with a built-in bank, ultimately. The Steem blockchain, now I'm assuming that the people I'm speaking to here understand what I mean by a blockchain. Mostly, generally. So it's the architecture through which the currency works. There are many different blockchains. Steem has its own. The Steem blockchain is special, not only because this social media platform has been attached to the blockchain, it is also special because of the much more advanced technology than the most commonly accepted coin at the moment, Bitcoin. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been noticing increased transaction fees for Bitcoin transactions. I've been noticing longer transaction times, up to 24 hours I've had to wait just to move my Bitcoin from one account to another. It is not turning out the way they pitched it at the beginning. technology has evolved. The Steem blockchain provides the following things. Instant transactions. You may wait 10 seconds, 20 max. Let's call it instant. For those of us on the Steemit platform, the transactions are 100% free. There is a very, very small transaction fee for moving it around outside of Steemit, but it's very small. The blockchain, yes. The blockchain is very interesting because Steemit is the first of many platforms which will be using this blockchain to build their business model. So Steemit is the first business model to come along and use the Steem blockchain to function. So in fact, anyone can use the Steem blockchain to build a business, which has instant and free transactions between customers. Again, I would like to go into more detail about this later. I am working on a number of projects which will incorporate the use of this very efficient Steem blockchain. So how is it done? You, the user, provide content, and you provide quality content. The more quality your content, the more likely you are to earn Steem. And there is an incentive on Steemit to provide original content. So there's something called a cheetah bot, which recognizes if your words and your photographs have been seen before on the internet. I mentioned a minute ago that you can transfer all of your old stuff over. That's fine. You will do very slightly better, only very slightly, if you use 100% original content. People will recognize that it is 100% original. The computer will recognize that and push you out a little bit further.
Does that include video?
It does include video, but you would have to link to a YouTube feed. I'm not 100% sure whether they're going to be able to do a Steem-based YouTube equivalent. I hope so. It may be that it's on a different blockchain. But no, for now, you would post a YouTube link into your Steemit post and watch the YouTube film through the Steemit post.
And that still counts for Steem? That still counts if people watch it or follow the link? Or what?
I'm going to get into the details of how that works in a minute. To just briefly answer your question, videos are not that popular because they take up a bit too much time. People prefer to read articles very quickly because there's a curation incentive, which I'll go into in a minute. So, it creates a mutually supportive community. Now this is really exciting, and I've seen this happening. Groups are coming together to support each other. So I work in a team of people who are currently posting about vaccinations, trying to get a little bit more education out into the world regarding vaccinations. And I've noticed that there are those who advocate this subject on Steemit. We're all coming together as a group and we're all helping each other. So there is an upvote system. The same way that Facebook works with a thumbs up, Steemit has a thumbs up system too. We call it an upvote. And ultimately, if you upvote someone, you are giving them money. It's not quite as simple as that, but let's keep it simple for now. If you give someone a thumbs up, you're giving them a little bit of your money. That's basically what happens. So communities are growing and we're all helping each other. It's amazing. It's different. There is an incentive to be kind, to help people. It is very clever because there is an incentive for those using this platform to pull in more users. So the way the value of this coin is determined is through how many users are moving the money around. It's not money, it's Steem. How many people are moving Steem? So for me to hold this group is great for Steemit, great for the value of Steem. If I can get all of you onto the platform, and then all of you go and tell all of your friends, which you will once you see how exciting this is, you'll see how quickly it can grow. which is a very unique incentive to hold a particular cryptocurrency. Ultimately, when you create a new coin, a new cryptocurrency, you are looking for the best incentive to have people use your coin. So the designers of Steem built Steemit immediately, and the incentive is there. You can earn money, you can help your friends earn money, and the message spreads organically. Who is this for? Well, everyone. Everyone. Assuming you have access to the internet. Steemit is available on modern devices, iPhones, iPads, and all Android devices through an app called Steem. So you can do this with your phone. You don't even need a laptop. So yes, it's for everyone. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me. Why is this for me? How has this worked so nicely for me? So I'm a filmmaker, photographer. I've been traveling for 3 years, and I've taken a lot of pictures, written down a lot of stories, and what I'm doing now is sharing my adventures, basically. I'm sharing my adventures on Steemit and some up-to-date things with what's going on for me today. And that is working very well for me. I have been able to move my Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram system straight onto Steemit, and it really wasn't that difficult to do. There were some adjustments to make at first in terms of understanding exactly how everything works. So it is still in development, Steemit. It's only 1 year and 4 months old. It is a beta site still. So changes do pop up from time to time. It's a new site. So for me, it's perfect. And frankly, for anyone who has the ability to write English, and it doesn't even have to be English. There are all the communities that are growing now. There's a massive Indonesian community. There's a massive Spanish community, German community. It helps if you write in English because the largest community currently is English. Yes, what I wanted to say was I feel as if this is very exciting because there are many people who are unable to get a bank account due to their financial situation, lack of ability to provide proof of address, bills, whatever you need to give these days to get a bank account, and B, increase their ability to earn money. So what Steemit is going to do, I believe it is going to change the lives of many poor people who are unable currently to get a bank account. And it is going to give them a way to earn money from home, assuming they can get access to a smartphone. This is a game changer. This really is a game changer. And you can see how, you know, once one village has adopted this, the word will spread. I want to just quickly now go into the difference between creators and curators. So I said this is for everyone because you don't even have to be creative. You don't have to have any writing abilities. You don't have to have a camera or take any photos. There are two ways to earn Steem on Steemit. One is as an author. So you write articles, get them out there, and that earns you Steem, depending on the popularity of those articles. The other way is as a curator. So as a curator, you look for things to upvote, because the way it works is this. If you spot an article that you feel as if is very strong, it's got a great subject matter, it was only posted half an hour ago, it hasn't made too much money yet, and you get your upvote in there now, you give them a little bit of money, and if the article then goes on to become popular and earns, say, $100, you get a chunk of that money back. So the rewards are split. I believe it's around 75% for the author and 25% for the curators. So anyone who votes for your post will get 25% of your total reward split between all the curators. Now this is a job in itself. There are many people who do not post and only curate. So they scour Steemit to look for articles that fit this category of got great potential but hasn't yet made the money. So this is why it works for anyone. You don't have to be a creator. You can just be someone who watches and re-steams. Oh, sorry, yes, I haven't explained re-steam. Yes, let me quickly cover that. So if I was a curator, it would be to my advantage, first of all, to invest some money into my Steem account. So buy some Bitcoin, turn it into Steem, whack it into your Steem account. As a curator, your rewards are proportionate to the amount of Steem you have in your wallet. So if you are looking at this from a curation aspect only, it would be worth putting some Steem in your wallet before you start upvoting other people. Now, the re-steam thing I mentioned, similar to a retweet, I think that's what they call it. So you put the person's article back out to your group of followers, basically. So there's a lot of people who have been on the platform for a long time now. They've got whatever 5,000 followers. They don't do much posting anymore. They just find articles that seem to have potential, give it their upvote, then re-steam it to their 5,000 followers, at which point the article rockets into $300. They benefit. They get the reward from the upvote and the re-steam to the larger group of people. I wanted to look again at how Steem is created. So we understand that Bitcoin creates new Bitcoins to pay the miners who secure the network. It is proof of work. So your computer as a miner is running a computational task to secure the network and facilitate these transactions. You are being paid for the work that your computer is doing. Now, Steemit works on a proof of art concept. So instead of paying the miners, it pays the users who facilitate the process by moving money between each other, by posting articles, and by investing into Steem Power, which I will get into in a moment. So it's very similar to Bitcoin in the way that new coins are generated to pay for a service. The service in Bitcoin is mining and securing the system. The service in Steemit is providing content. So it's very easy for us to capitalize on that. And it's a beautiful thing. Now there's many different ways you can look at this. So that's the first one. Number two, as a holder of the Steem currency, you are a shareholder in Steemit Incorporated. This is a decentralized platform. There is no Mark Zuckerberg at the top. So anyone who holds Steem is holding stock in the company. And as the company grows and grows, the value of your stock grows and grows. There is a third aspect to it, which is a little bit more complicated, but ultimately there's a small fee for using the Steem, for using Steemit, which is then distributed amongst great content. Now, I'm just trying to cover the basics. We're going to look at some accounts and go into what actually defines great content. Good question, though. Of course, I need to cover that. Go on.
Cover the difference between, if it's still even relevant, Steem tokens and Steem Power. I was really confused with the whole Steem token thing.
It does appear confusing at first, and I can. Yes, let's cover that now. So the way Steem and Steem dollars work is that Steem fluctuates with the marketplace, so the value hopefully is always going up.
So Steem's the thing that we trade on exchanges?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you can trade Steem dollars as well. That also fluctuates a little bit, but it is pegged to the dollar. It can range from 50 cents to $1.50.
That's
but
on exchange?
yes, you can trade that on exchange as well. Yep. The reason for that is to help promote sales. So if you set a price for something in Steem dollars, it's much more likely to be still around the same price a few months from now. Whereas if it's Steem, who knows? It could have shot up. So if you set a price in Steem, if the value of Steem suddenly rises, that price is no longer applicable. So they've made Steem and Steem dollars to help one stay fixed to the dollar and one to be free to grow as it wishes. Steem Power is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So it is exactly the same as Steem, but it is locked into your wallet. So Steem and Steem dollars you can pull out of your wallet anytime you want, straight to the marketplace and sell it. Steem Power you cannot. There is a button you can press which says power down, which will give you your Steem Power back in 13 equal weekly payments. So you will get your Steem back over 13 weeks, weekly payments. Now the reason for this is because it incentivizes the long-term holding of Steem. So people, the reason why people move their Steem to Steem Power is because the more Steem Power you have, the more your vote is worth. When you give a thumbs up, the more curation reward you can get back from giving your vote. So when you earn Steem, you can go through a process called Power Up. You literally just press a button that says Power Up. It will turn your Steem into Steem Power, which then gives you more power on the platform.
So Steem token and Steem Power is a one-to-one relationship. And anything you have in Steem Power is essentially Steem locked up. And then you've got a Steem dollar, which is pegged to the dollar. You said you can set a price. How does that? What are you setting on a price?
Well, I'm talking about trading. So, for example, I'm trying to create a marketplace right now on Steemit where people can trade stuff without having to go to Bitcoin or fiat.
Oh, right.
So you use your Steem. It's growing, it's coming. Steem Shop, check it out. So yeah, if I wanted to set a price, for example, this wonderful wooden Steem stamp that we had made yesterday, I would set the price in Steem dollars. That way, you know your price is going to be set. Well, depending on how the dollar gets on over the next few years. But yes, I mean Steem. I've seen Steem rocket from the value of one Steem rocket from 7 cents up to $2.50 in a month. So if I were to advertise this in Steem, it's a bit questionable about what, how much people will end up actually paying for it.
Was that the first month?
Not the first month. That was so it started to rocket up about 3 months ago, I would say.
And so how long into your process was that?
My personal process, so I've been on the platform a year. So I joined it shortly after it went viral. So as with many coins, when it went viral, it peaked, it went up to about $5 and gradually trickled down slowly to find its true balance. So I joined somewhere in the middle of that decline and watched my Steem holdings go down in value for a good 4 or 5 months before they had a hard fork. They changed something on the system which seemed to have an immediate effect on the value of Steem, and it suddenly started going up and up and up. And yes, I had accumulated a decent quantity of Steem at the value of 7 cents per Steem, which suddenly went up to $2.50. Fantastic. I believe it has the potential to go to $100, maybe more. No one imagined that Bitcoin would be where it is now, almost $3,000. And This is different. This is new technology. This is connected to a social media platform that people can associate with. And you don't need any investment of any kind to join this thing. You just need the ability to use
Well,
a
time.
phone. Yes, time. That's true. Time is an investment. I have developed some systems for maximizing my use of time on Steemit. So yes, we're going to get to the examples, I think, now. Does anyone else have any questions? I realise I'm covering a lot of information and it is a complicated topic. Yes?
Just wonder, how is the Steam dollar pegged to the US dollar? What's the mechanism? What decides the fluctuation of the Steam dollar?
I cannot answer that question, I'm afraid. I do not know. Is there anyone in this room who might be able to answer that? What is the mechanism by which the Steam dollar is pegged to the dollar? I do not know.
Oh,
If my guru were here, he would.
International
it's based on
monetary.
the same BitShares stuff.
Bit shares.
It's like futures trading. It's like Steemit's a Dan Larimer project.
Yes.
And he created BitShares, and with that they introduced US dollar pegging using some sort of futures trading that keeps it stable.
I see. Okay. So it was something that
Cheers,
Dan
Mike.
created when he was with BitShares.
Yeah, he did BitShares, then Steemit, and then EOS.
Yes. Right.
So then, can you cash it out for dollars, or?
Yes. So the process is this: how to turn your Steam into Indonesian rupiah, for example. There are a few ways you can do this. Ultimately, you would need to trade your Steam for Bitcoin. Once it is Bitcoin, you can go to your local exchange where they have one here in Ubud. You just register with the company and walk in with your iPad and walk out with cash. So you sell Bitcoin Indonesia, you sell them your Bitcoin and they give you cash. There is a peer-to-peer system using localbitcoins.com. You can find your nearest Bitcoin salesman, meet them face-to-face in a cafe, wherever you like. So those are the two main mechanisms, but it's really very easy to take your money out of your Steemit wallet into a marketplace where you would sell it for Bitcoin.
So is it your Steam or your Steam dollars?
You can sell either one. At the beginning, Steam Dollars had an APR attached to it. I've noticed that in recent days that has gone down to 0. So there's not much point in holding Steam Dollars anymore. I can't explain why it's gone down to 0. I'm pretty sure it was something like 7% APR when I joined. So for me, Steam Dollars are more about setting a price for trading something that so you don't need to adjust that price for a long time. Other than that, I would personally not advise the holding of Steam Dollars. Better to move your Steam Dollars. Well, what you would have to do is sell your Steam Dollars for Bitcoin and sell your Bitcoin for Steam. Yes.
Okay, so you said that you don't really need to invest anything other than time into creating a name for going through the system. But you advised that it's good to have some Steam in your Steemit account.
Yes.
What's that reason?
So, as a curator, right, I think it could be time to have a look at this platform. It is Chrome, right? Okay. Let's have a quick look at Andraki. So now this is someone who's been on the platform for a while. So you can see in his wallet, he has Steam, Steam Power, Steam Dollars, savings, and estimated account value. Lucky man, he's got $84,000.
So you can see other people's details.
Oh yes. So this is all recorded on the Steam blockchain, public. Anyone can look at this. There's no privacy here.
So
Which is
government, anyone can go in and have a look at you. So it's good to be anonymous.
yes, Yes, it's something. Might be for some people. Better to be anonymous.
You need to put a mask on.
Yes. Yes, you can set up multiple accounts, potentially one with your name and one with different names. Or you can just go straight in from the beginning. I mean, I know people who have gone in right from the beginning saying, look, I just want to retain my anonymity, and they've done great. Everyone respects that.
Maybe there's not 250,000 people.
Yeah, that's
if each
true.
person has 3 or 4.
That's true. Yes, that's true. 'Cause I would say I have about 15 accounts. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Anyway, no, but that's because I'm developing these accounts. Yeah. The question was regarding Steam Power, right? So you can see Andraki has moved all of his Steam rewards into Steam Power. So I think we calculated today that his vote would be worth how much? About $60. So if he gives you his thumbs up at 100%, he is giving you $60, the equivalent of $60 in Steam. If he likes your work, what he sees.
Wow.
And then as a curator, how much comes back to him?
The answer to that question is
Because you
based
said
on an
that if
algorithm.
He's got bigger holdings.
Yes.
Then more proportionally comes back to him.
Yes, the more Steam Power you have, the more money you can potentially make back. It gets a bit more complicated, however, because you have a choice. You get a sliding bar to decide what percentage vote you want to give. So if Andraki were to upvote me at 100%, he's giving me the $60. If he were to upvote me at a lower percentage, he's giving me less. So you get to choose how much you want to give. To be fair, even at 1%, I'm not a mathematician, but that's still a pretty good donation when you've got that kind of Steam Power. And I don't think you can give less than 1%. So
What's the incentive to reduce it to 100%?
So-
Why would he reduce his Steam Power?
why would he give 100%?
Why would he reduce it from 100%?
Why would he reduce it? Okay, good question. In order to prevent over-voting, you have an overall voting power which goes down the more you vote. The basic algorithm is you get 100% votes per day, which will recover after 24 hours. So if you keep voting, because a lot of people are, when they get on the platform, they think, this is great, all I got to do is upvote him, upvote. Doesn't work. Eventually, I think your ability to gain curation rewards from the upvoting goes down to nothing. There are a number of websites which are connected to Steemit, so you can see all of these statistics. Voting power is a key one. Yes. Any other questions?
Yeah. So if he gives you 100%
Yes.
vote and you get 60 Steam, does that come out of his Steam balance, or is it coming out of the pot of money that's of Steam that's kind of accumulated for that article?
Good question. It doesn't actually come directly out of his balance. I said at the beginning he's gifting you money. Technically, that's not what's happening. It's coming out of a pool created by new Steam that's being generated all the time to reward content. However, what he will experience if he gives me his $60 vote, 100%, and my article goes on to be very popular, because what he would then do, so after he has upvoted me, he would send me out to his 3,128 followers by re-steaming me, like the retweet that I mentioned, at which point the article is going to suddenly rise in value because more people are reading it, liking it, upvoting it. So he will make back more than the $60 that he gave out. A lot more. if my article does well. So there's this wonderful incentive for the people with the money to help the people with no money. Do you see what I mean? So Let me explain about the guild. This might help clarify that one. So there's a collective of people known as whales. On Steemit there is fish terminology. The beginners are minnows, dolphins are somewhere in the middle, and the whales are the big fish. So the whales clubbed together after all becoming rather rich when Steem went viral just shortly after its inception. And what they do now is they have a guild that looks out for these newcomers who are consistently working hard but not getting good results, and they help them. The system has changed a little bit recently, and I am currently creating a new guild, which I would like to tell you more about. So what the problem with the existing guild is that anyone can currently recommend articles for it, and they have become inundated now that there are so many new users on the platform. They just can't handle the amount of recommendations. This guy's good, this guy's good, this guy's good. So what they have done is limited A, the number of proposals you can do, and B, they've stopped new proposers being able to propose. So the system is not currently working, and I am in the process of putting together a new guild which will be designed to help people like yourselves who are new to the platform, working hard and not getting the recognition you deserve. If any of you would like to find out more about that, or indeed more about any of these Steemit related subjects, I would like to ask you to do three things. First, get a Steemit account. Second, sign up with a website called steemit.chat. You may need to write these down. And send me a private message there. If you succeed in doing that, I am very happy to help you out with any further assistance you required.
I don't know your name.
You don't know my name, that's true. So here is my account. Sam Stonehill. So I am on Steemit chat as @Sam Stonehill. So you'd put the @ Sam Stonehill, one word. There is a private message feature on Steemit chat. Steemit itself doesn't have a direct private message service, which is why we use Steemit chat. Steemit.chat. Thank you, jockey. So, this is my account. Let's have a quick look. Right. So, I'm just going to run through a few things here. So when you start on Steemit, you get allocated a reputation number, which is 25. This reputation number relates to the number of upvotes you have been getting and the power behind those upvotes. So the highest number currently on Steemit is 77. It'll keep on growing. I don't think there's any ceiling to how high your number can be, but currently that's where we're at. Now there's another really, really beautiful feature built into this, which brings me back to the decentralization subject. So there is no owner. There's no one who can remove your article or censor your article.
So Sam,
Yes.
just going back with that point,
Yes.
decentralization and the whales, aren't the whales the new Rupert Murdochs of the world, and that they get to control who gets visibility?
There has been a lot of debate surrounding that topic. And yes, to a certain extent, yes, there is a hierarchical system that has been sort of
So
created out of
guilds
this.
are kind of like that, right? You're trying to filter the good content so the whales can back it. Is that what the guilds are
Yes.
doing?
Yes. and everybody wins. So the whales who upvote that content and then re-steam it get a curation reward. You, as the minnow, get your article out to thousands of eyes and make a good reward.
So how's that
But-
different from the pyramid sort of structured media system that we've got today?
The guild is a
I mean, the whole
It's
setup
just-
from the whales to the, like, wouldn't the ideal be like the distribution of steam power, not have the whales, so that everybody could curate bottom up?
well, the whales are going to happen whether we like it or not. I mean, people as they create more steam will eventually find themselves in a whale category.
How was the original distribution done? Was it all from making content, or was some of it like bought?
They would have had an ICO. I mean, I'm
Right.
actually not 100% sure about the answer to that question. I'm assuming they had an ICO, raised some capital, and
Yes.
yes, sold their
Right,
coin
that
at.
created the whales.
Yeah.
Yes, and anyone who bought in at that stage, when we're buying in, I don't know what the original price was, but it would have been well under 1 cent.
Right.
Then they sold up half their holdings when it was at $5.
Is there
Boom,
any
you're a whale.
sort of mechanism or movement to break that down? Because that seems like the major risk for this network to be true to its vision.
But isn't that always in any, even if you started with 100 or 1,000 people with exactly the same, at some point through the system, if somebody's writing better or more interesting articles or whatever it is, that they, at some point, you'll have 5 or 10 who will shoot
there
ahead.
is that rich get richer in
It's-
a lot of setups.
No, but even if you started all the same, how could that not happen? Some are
Well,
will be more popular than
Big-
others.
And write more.
Bitcoin's interesting in that everyone's got to do the work to get the coin, right? It would never had an ICO, so you couldn't buy in and own, say, a quarter or 40% of the currency. So once you're at that point, you can control the system to get more. Whereas something like Bitcoin, where it's a real sort of messy fight, and you've got to burn electricity to actually get ahead. It breaks down those power dynamics, and they didn't have that ICO to start with. So now you've got this clumping, and the clumping tends to clump even more. And that's the danger of all of these systems. Even Bitcoin is getting that clumping. Well,
That's what I said,
Isn't
it's
that how it started at the
inherent in
beginning?
all-
Like the first sales was 10,000 Bitcoin for a pizza. So if you kept that 10,000, you'd be a wow now.
Yeah, I've heard that story.
So that's still happening.
yeah. So
That's what I mean. In any system, I
Yeah.
think you're going to have that within a fairly short amount of time.
Right.
And there's a certain
Clumping, if you want to call it.
We don't know yet.
Do we have
We
to
don't-
accept that?
We don't know yet.
We don't need to accept that.
We don't know if it's breaking down or clumping. Like with Bitcoin, I think it's breaking down. The distribution's getting better. I'd like to see if these other coin projects, including Steemit, is spreading or whether it's clumping. And because each one has their own dynamics.
Spreading or clumping?
Ethereum,
Yes.
one line,
Breathing?
blah, 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 blah.
Spreading,
Spreading.
spreading.
Spreading or clumping?
Yeah.
Mm. Yes, I mean there does appear to be a certain amount of clumping going on.
Yeah.
But now is the time to join and be a part of the clumping.
I
mean, let's face it, we are early adopters.
You'd be spreading it by joining, right?
Yeah.
That's
we
true.
Hope, we hope.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's also the benefit of the upward mobility available to you, right? So if you're smart about how you network and
Yes.
creating your own little pump,
You
for
are.
example, Sam's a perfect example of that. It becomes more democratized. So yeah, the whales keep getting wealthier or whatever, but you can too, and you can start kind of helping the content that you find great. Now
Yeah.
what's wonderful about more people getting to that position of power is everybody has a different opinion, and so the content will become
Varied.
a little bit more varied. So unlike any other system, you're right in the sense that there is a clumping or whatever, but they're inherent within the tool. There's a way to move up. It's not all top down. The conversation is not just coming top down the whole time. If that makes sense.
And because of this curation incentive, You know, so if you do have a lot of money, it's to your advantage to give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away. So yes, you're in a very good position to help lots of people and yourself at the same time once you're at the clumped end of Steemit.
So when you give steam power, do you get steam power as well? Or
You
either way, right? If it goes up, you
Steem is the same as Steam Power. Steam Power is just locked in.
get in the system.
Yes. So just coming back to Andraki,
$16, right?
let's just have a quick look at his wallet. So this this quantity of Steam Power equates at this moment to that figure at the bottom in dollars. Now, that of course will fluctuate depending on the value of Steam.
No, I mean for the whales, if you've got these guilds saying you should vote them. The vote is steam power. It's steam in the system. That you're incentivized, right, to vote for stuff that's good, and if it goes up, you win back more or something. Is that
Yes.
the system? Yeah.
Yes.
So they are incentivized to. Oh, okay. So.
But they're
the
still
guilds-
helping you at the same. They're helping
guilds
them
are-
and you at the
guilds
same
are
time.
helping the whales get rich because they're trying to find the best investments. The investments being the articles that could rise in popularity.
Yes, yes.
There's some
But
rules
they
and
they help
regulations there.
people who try hard. Yes.
But in the
Because what they
subject
want
matter
is
they
quality
like.
content. You know, soon the internet is going to be full of, whenever you Google a
Crap.
subject, you're going to find a Steemit article.
Well, it's just like angel
You know,
investors, isn't
and
it?
they want
Yeah,
the best
this
quality
is
content.
it. It's like the biggest investors are getting groups like guilds to find the best investments so they get the maximum reward. And so it is a
But you get the maximum coverage because they've helped you. So I've seen people earn
It's-
$500 in their first week because they were helped.
That's right.
I don't see them complaining.
I'm not
No.
I'm not like debating that it's great to be like exposed by a guild. I'm saying that overall the system's same as a record company, like you're trying to make that big break and be seen by the agent. Right? And then the record company controls who gets exposure to make the most money for them.
And they're going to have a bias towards content. They may not like your content. If they're the wealthy ones, and we don't know who they are. If they're the Murdochs of the world, them doing a promotion of the alternative vaccine conversation, you may not get very far if all the whales are kind of reactionary. Just an example. Is that right?
Surprisingly, the vaccination issue on Steemit is actually very powerful, and there's a lot of money being generated just around that conversation. So it's not actually, from what I've seen, it's not quite working as you might expect it to. There seems to be a lot of alternative views on Steemit, which seem to gather steam, gather momentum. It's not. I hear what you're saying. Sorry, I couldn't see you about that. But yeah, it's odd when you watch it. It doesn't seem always to follow any rules that we might have preconceived.
So is it kind of like parallel streams? Is that possible? Rather than us seeing it as a pyramid and a hierarchy of the Murdochs of this world, could we look at it as like parallel streams, many racehorses, doing their thing, but it's not about who wins. I mean, if you're searching certain content, you might get into following that kind of racehorse or that kind of style of running or something like that.
Well,
is that possible? That's
yeah.
how it's creating more of the democratization?
What I've seen is groups developing. Like I mentioned vaccines earlier, because that has developed into a team of people who continually talk about the same subject and support each other. And you may have within that group some whales supporting minnows because we're all fighting the same cause here. And what you will find on Steemit is that people are really open-minded, really friendly, very helpful. They want to be. So something I haven't mentioned is that you can generate Steam rewards through comments as well. So if I write an article and somebody makes a comment that I like, I can give that comment a thumbs up, which earns them money, which incentivizes kindness, helpfulness, usefulness.
You can gift too.
You can gift. Good point. So Jockey here wrote an article recently offering to help poor people by bringing Steemit to them. So out of the blue, someone just gifted him $120, said, Love the sound of that. Here's $120.
Buy somebody a phone.
Buy someone a phone, he said. Now, he was a whale. He had no particular incentive to do that. There was no reward for him. But there's a lot of really friendly people who have done very well out of this and are now trying to help others. So yes, the clumping is there, but it seems to be working for now. I just want to quickly come back to the number system and the decentralization aspect of Steemit. So like I mentioned, you start on a 25, you can go down. So the community decide who gets to stay and who doesn't, who is a success and who isn't. It's not about the whales. They may have money in their accounts, but they cannot get you off the platform. That has to be a community thing. So ultimately, if you give an upvote, you're giving money. If you give a downvote, you're taking money away and putting it back into the reward pool for everyone else. You can downvote stuff. So if I were to write an article that were really unpopular with everyone, I would have all my money taken away and put back into the reward pool, and my reputation number will go down, and it'll keep going down the more downvotes I get until I hit 0, at which point no one will vote for me anymore and I will have to leave the platform. And that is not something that an individual is deciding. That is decided by the community. You know, and you've got to try pretty hard to get to 0. I haven't seen many people manage it. I've seen a few.
So if there's hate stuff or racist or really nasty or pornography stuff, you said there's no censorship. Is that when people do the downvotes and just get it off that way, or how is it dealt with, or is it not dealt with?
Certainly the hate stuff, yeah, that tends to get the downvote. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned pornography. It is there on the site. There is no censorship. There's still question marks over how that is going to progress, because obviously pornography is illegal in many parts of the world to be viewed online. But there it is on Steemit. There is an NSFW filter, not suitable for work filter, which you can click to ensure that your children or anyone who's using your computer is not going to see that content. So that's the system that they currently have in place to deal with that. But no, I mean, the platform is 100% free for you to write, say, photograph, anything you want, and the community decides on the value of that. If they do not feel like it has value, or worse, if they feel like you are bringing something undesirable to the platform, you will find yourself quickly unable to use the platform. Okay, so one other thing about the decentralized aspect of this platform. So we understand blockchain. Blockchain is a permanent record of what is going on. Hence the visibility of these wallets, hence the visibility of all transactions, hence the permanence of these articles that you write. You have 7 days after posting your article. Let's go back to my account. Here's a quick example. So yesterday I got this thing made. It says first ever Steam stamp makes its cameo appearance at tomorrow's Steemit meetup in Bali. $10.95. Here's the Steam stamp. So I posted that with some pretty pictures and a link to the live feed. It'll take a little bit of time to load. There's my man. Now, yes, lots of comments that I haven't yet responded to. So this item will be available to buy in the Steam shop, which is another one of our projects.
So Steam shop's yours, not a part of Steemit itself.
Steam shop at this stage is it's an account. It's an account run by myself and a few other people on Steemit.
They pay with their Steam dollars to get access to different products.
Say again?
They pay with their Steam dollars to get access.
You have a choice. So you would advertise a product that you wanted to sell. Up to you. You can put the price in Steam if you want, but it fluctuates a lot. Probably safer to go with the Steem dollar price. Or you can post a request for something. So I am in this area, I'm looking for a red Porsche, whatever. And I want to pay in Steem dollars, you know. So yes, currently that's how it's set up. We've got an adverts and a request, buy, sell kind of system to the Steem shop. There's a lot more to it than that.
So you could effectively use it for crowdfunding as well. And
Absolutely.
campaigns.
100%.
Accounts specific around that, or just the content itself.
100%. It's a bit like the Facebook groups, you say?
Yeah.
With
So-
buy, sell.
Yeah, buy, sell.
Who would buy
sell
and
it.
sell?
Sell it.
Except you
Yeah.
could use Steam or
Yeah,
Steam as a
Yes, this would all be within Steemit. You don't have to move out to Bitcoin or fiat currency.
Not cool.
All for Steem. Free transactions, instant transactions. On opposite sides of the playground we call planet Earth.
Do you have escrows?
Say again?
Escrows?
Yes, we do. Well, we use one escrow account for the Steem shop. Yes, that is the current system.
Right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you this one as an example of how I use Steemit. So as you can see, yesterday I took a picture of the guy who made this. So I write about my life. I tend to do, it's what I call a lazy post and a non-lazy post every day. My lazy post is a copy and paste from the internet, giving a quote from one of my favorite speakers, with a photograph from my life. So they do get an original photo from my life, and I must quote my source. So this is another thing. You can't just copy and paste from the internet and hope to make money by pasting someone else's article. The cheater bot will recognize that you have just stolen someone's article and not quoted your source. So if you are going to use other people's words or images for that matter, you must quote your source, and the bots recognize whether you have or haven't.
What happens then?
If you haven't quoted your source, you may find yourself getting downvoted, your rewards will be less. If you keep doing it, you'll end up off the platform. The people that I saw on Naught were doing exactly that and refusing to acknowledge that they were just copying and pasting direct from interesting articles they found. Which is, yeah.
So I just missed, so the number next to your name is the number you're talking about that goes up and down?
Yes, this little 70 here,
Yeah.
that is the reputation number. So that has no relevance to how much Steem I have. It refers only to how many upvotes I have had since I've been on the platform. It helps people see how long you've been on the platform, I suppose, how hard you've worked, how much people like you. They call it a reputation number, but you can't buy that. You can buy Steem, you can buy Steem dollars, you can put your Steem into Steem Power, but you cannot buy that number. So it's a useful reference when figuring out who to follow for good information on what's going on, or even follow them to upvote them, because you believe their articles are quality and you believe in what they're saying and you want to benefit by giving your upvote to that article. I must say we have discovered some interesting things about that number. The number, yes, you can come onto this platform and do instantly very, very well. Thank you. Is it gone off again? Thank you. So it is, you can be a 25 and still do very, very well. If you have assistance, it is a bit complicated at first. There are techniques. So at the bottom of this article, you'll notice there's tags. I have tagged.
The tags, okay.
Yes.
So I've been on there for like 3 weeks.
Right.
Posted 5 articles and videos. I put one word and it tells me I've done 14 tags. How do I get around that?
Sorry, say that again. You put.
I put one word.
Yes.
It tells me I can't post because I've got too many tags.
One word in your.
Tags. And then it comes up and says you've got 14 tags. You can't post yet. So I went down to one letter and it still said I've got 14 tags. So
I've seen that only once and I wasn't sure why that happened.
Yeah.
And you get that regularly?
I'm in the matrix. glitch.
I have not experienced that one. I mean,
It's happened to me twice now. I've only posted 5 times. I'm like,
Do the tags come up automatically?
no.
So
No,
you put
so
the tags.
you know, that
you choose the
5
tags, and just to give you an idea of what's going on
And
with
before you go on that
tags.
screen, there are all these little dollar and number amounts. Is that for each post? That's how much you get, but is that currently what it's valued at and how much money you're getting? See the $6.91, $12.63,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
that's what they are currently at. I mean, this is the home feed, so these are people. Oh, it looks like I think I'm in Jockey's account. Yes, so these are people that Jockey is following.
No, you're not.
Am I not?
No, you're just in Steam at home.
Okay.
Oh, maybe you
I
are.
think I am in your account. Yeah, anyway, so yes, that's how much money they've made currently, and that value continues to rise. Well, depending on how popular the article is, it may not rise, but your reward is paid out after 7 days. That's something I haven't mentioned. That is something that was changed recently. It was 24 hours. Now you have 7 days to push your work out to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, get as many eyeballs on it as possible, which ultimately increases the value of your work. The system recognizes if you are getting a lot of people from other social media platforms looking at your stuff. That's what it wants. You know, it wants lots of people to open these articles and see the dollar at the bottom of the article and hang on a minute, what am I doing on Facebook?
How does it look like when you're posting to another social media platform? What does that actually look like?
So I mean, whenever I do a post, I would link it directly to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and it looks.
Link directly through Steemit?
Yes. So look at the bottom of this. There is an option here. So you just click on these and share it instantly, or grab the link from there and share it to other ones.
Have you checked to see if Hootsuite or any social media management plug into this or plug?
I haven't checked that. I haven't checked that. There is an automated post system available through a site called Streemian. Streemian. Yes, there's a lot of different Steam-related websites that do different things.
Yeah.
Streemian will, amongst other things.
For it as well.
Say again.
Probably do Zapier or webhook as well.
Probably.
Do a webhook to automate that process, so it's going into all your different social feeds.
I would have thought it's possible.
Yeah. You can build it if it doesn't exist.
But you can write a bunch of posts and set them up to be posted at certain times. You don't have to be sitting there posting them, which is quite useful if
You
you
just
got.
always begin with Steam and then blast out to all the different social networks. So at its core, the content is creating Steam dollars,
Yes.
Steam power,
Yep.
and then going out into the different feeds. And
Yes.
bringing people back to Steam all the time.
That's
you always
it.
want them to land in Steam.
You do.
So the click through is a little snippet of content and then open within Steam, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you would, if you were on Facebook and you click on it,
So
it would
a
take you to
taste of it,
Steemit.
the appetizer, maybe
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
on Steam.
That's exactly right.
So you're
So
not posting anywhere else other than Steam now?
no, I've stopped posting on all of those other places. All I do is I press those buttons there now. Once I've done my article, I just press those 3 buttons. That's it. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, get me, plus the Facebook group.
Sorry.
Yes.
If you want to sort of keep your blog going the way it is, and you want to write in that, can you sort of copy from that and paste it in Steam? But would you run the risk of it recognising it as being cut and paste or something?
What you will find is that a little message will pop up from CheetahBot saying this content is available to see here, and it'll probably, it'll quote your own link, and that will come within seconds of you posting the article. What you would do is respond to that comment and say, thank you very much for alerting me, CheetahBot. That is my webpage. So everyone who then reads your article, if you don't respond to CheetahBot, people are going to assume, maybe he has just stolen it. If you say, no, that's me, check on it, So yes, respond to CheetahBot. Let the people reading your article know that.
Or
I'm quoting myself.
Or perhaps
But is that
go to Steam,
detrimental?
post in Steam first.
Sorry.
Perhaps post in Steam first and then update your blog.
Yeah, but if you're moving old content to my suggestion would be change a few words here and there. That's been my system, Yeah, I don't think it's
But if you add a
cheating.
picture to your content and things it's the written content that it'll notice is the the same, but if you have pictures or you have some other...
It will notice pictures as well, yes. But there are other tricks for that. You just crop out a little section of the picture or change the colours a bit. And
is there any live video integration into this at all?
no, although I am currently live streaming on Steemit this tour, but it's through YouTube, so it's not integrated through Steemit as such.
Upvotes on live feeds.
So you wouldn't want to link. You wouldn't want to give the link to your original website because then people might go back and look there and just get all the content from that. You really want them to go to Steemit and read it directly there. Is that why you don't quote your own website?
Well, I do, as it happens, quote my own website, but
I mean, when I quote, reference with a link.
I've all but given up on the old website, really. This, so yes, movingtimelapse.com is still there. But your ultimate goal really is to get all your existing fan base looking at Steemit, using Steemit, onto Steemit. The more users we can get on, the higher the value of our Steam holdings grow.
If a person is not on Steam
Yes.
and looks at your post,
Yes.
how does the system generate incentives out of that? How do you generate value out of it? What's the mechanism out of it?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but it must be able to recognize that your article has pulled in X amount of people from different places, and that gives your post a value. I mean, when you do a Facebook post, Facebook are not just making money because of the advertising or selling your private information to companies. They're making money because people are using their site. You know, people are spending time glued to this website. Now that has a value. And
would it translate your reputation number going up?
No, that is affected only by upvotes. So if the people that you're pulling in to look at it get themselves a Steemit account and give you an upvote, then great. But if they're just looking at it, that may increase your rewards a small amount, but it won't increase your reputation number.
Would it be true that essentially what I've done is they've reserved a whole bunch of tokens and they're paying it out of this sort of piggy bank until it's all gone, but that's to bootstrap everybody's content. And once we're at a point where it's a large enough system, hopefully we've got enough coins to get there, and then it's a self-sustaining economy where when you write content, it's just votes going across to each other, and not new Steam power being kind of brought into existence. Is that what's happening?
No, new Steam is created in the same way that new Bitcoins are created.
Yeah.
But there's a cap on Bitcoin.
There's a cap.
There is a cap.
Is there a cap on Steemit?
No.
Oh, so it just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Right.
We looked at the percentage the other day. What did we see?
1% per annum, I think. Inflation. 1%.
1% per annum inflation.
That's all?
Yeah.
I think so.
Less than Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I haven't got too much longer, so only 10 minutes. Right. I wanted to just show you very quickly some examples of people who myself and Jockey have been helping, one of whom is Bali Girl. Is Bali Girl here? Hey.
Yes, there you are.
Here you are, Bali Girl's account. Right, so Bali Girl just joined, and let's go down to the bottom. So here is Bali Girl's introduction. A Balinese girl is happy to be part of Steemit. $103, her very first post.
Nice.
And how old are you, Bali Girl?
No, I'm 16 years
16 years old and earning that kind of money here in Indonesia. It's just amazing. It's such...
Well, I want to
Go
just
on.
interrupt for a second
Do
and
it.
put this into context. So the minimum wage here in Ganya for somebody her age is 1.8 million rupiah, and she's able to achieve a far greater earning potential in a day or two straight away. So the opportunities for change are phenomenal.
Yes, second that. So that is one example. So you can see that Bali Girl's been re-steaming myself and Jockey. This is how it works. We help Bali Girl helps us, through the re-steaming and upvoting process. So another example, Cliff, I met him 2 weeks ago in this very room talking about something that wasn't Bitcoin, but I got him onto the platform. Now twice I was able to get him into the guild, and you can see here 10 days ago, 7 days ago, so he made 113 on that one, 148 on that one, and very nicely has re-steamed my announcement for tonight. Since then hasn't been doing quite so well.
He's on vacation.
He's on, well,
He's
shall I tell you what, he's actually, sorry Cliff if you're watching this, he's feeling a bit depressed because he had this really amazing start of hundreds, I'm earning over 100 per article, and suddenly that stopped, because the way the guild works, let me explain this as well, so they will not help anyone who has a number above 52. So they only help the newbies. As soon as you're 52, you will not get that kind of assistance anymore. It's up to you.
Not eligible. So
You're not eligible.
What about creating our own guild?
Yeah, and anyone can create their own guild. And like I said, I'm currently putting one together, and I don't think our rules are going to be quite so strict as theirs. We will just help anyone we believe in, and we're still formulating the exact design of our guild, but I think it's going to be 12 whales who will group vote to assist newcomers.
So Cliff has moved up to 52 pretty quickly. That's like 2 weeks ago.
He sure has. That would have been because of the double whale guild situation here. So, yeah, as you can see, he had 124 upvotes on that, 183 there. So those two articles instantly boosted his reputation number.
Yeah. So is it? Well, that's pretty straightforward. It looks like to get to 52 with a bit of luck and a few good friends on your side.
Yes.
So getting from 52 to 70, where you're at, like you've been doing this for a year and you're at 70. What's like is it more difficult to get from something like 50 to 70 than it is to get from 0 to 50?
Oh yes.
Okay.
What's the difference? What do you need to be doing differently?
Posting more?
You've got to develop a community around you. You've got to find your niche. What is your thing? What makes you original? Why do people want to listen to you? And you will find very quickly that a community, you'll find your community, and everybody supports each other, and the community grows as new people come in and go, oh, that's my community over there. I'm going to join and support that community. So I'm big on, spiritual stuff, health stuff, conspiracy stuff, I'm not sure I have a niche really. I speak on quite a lot of subjects. Really it's about whatever's on my mind today. People get the mind of the madman.
So there's a promote button I saw somewhere?
Yes, promote. You can pay to put yourself into the promoted feed. So just up here, the home feed represents anyone you're following. New is everyone in Steemit coming through the feed. Hot and trending are the two that you should be following to see who's doing really well and what kind of articles are really interesting. Promoted, the more you pay, the higher up the list you go, basically. It's not something that I would recommend. These are the trending articles. So this is interesting. Dan, who is one of the founders of Steemit, has declined payout. Coming back to your point earlier about whales clumping, this man has declined his $837 to put it back into the reward pool for the minnows. He's written an article on EOS, his latest creation. Interesting that he still uses his Steemit account. There we go. He did actually quit Steemit and go off to design EOS. But he's still writing articles here and declining payout, which a lot of the whales do. They do an article. Say again?
He's raising $1 billion
By declining his payout.
on his other project.
Sure. Okay, yeah. Good, yeah, fair enough. Good for him. He happens to be a genius. This is his third coin that he's designed, I think, right? Fourth even, I'm not sure.
The last one failed.
No, not failed.
No?
Not yet. Well, I wouldn't say failed.
What one?
No.
What one?
Bit shares.
Bit shares.
No.
Sam, I have a question.
Yes, go.
How are you going to transfer your whole entire forum that is on Facebook? Currently I have a forum of 40,000 people. It's a philosophy forum.
Wow.
So can we transfer 40,000 people into this platform?
So you have a group on Facebook?
Yes, 40,000.
So then connect them into the content here running through the group. So all your content that's going through your group is actually posted on Steam, but linked to there. So they see a little bit of information, and then to get the rest, they click through and they go to Steam.
But it's a forum, it's not a personal page. The personal page you have absolute control because it's your personal page. But a forum, you have members, and individual members are an entity of themselves. So do you have a mechanism that I can click a button and I can transfer the entire forum? But this is a free agency.
If only it was that easy. I mean, I've tried. I had a fan base on Facebook, nowhere near the size of yours.
But get on this platform, I have to build my own followings. I have to
Yes.
build my own followers.
You do.
I already have I have 40,000 people on Facebook, which took me 2 years.
So what you need to do is encourage them
Yeah.
to just move from one platform to the other. I mean, it's a no-brainer, really. Get paid to post or don't get paid to post. Up to you.
Owners of Steam Inc. getting out of this? What is their incentive for running this? Is it going to be another advertising platform like a Facebook? Is it a big data aggregation exercise?
Honestly, I don't know what their end goal is, but I think what they were hoping to achieve was a decentralized social media platform, which would be the first of many. And I'm pretty sure, potentially even through EOS, this new coin, we're going to see further equivalents of Steemit. This is just the first. It's kind of a test run to see whether it works. Exactly. It is working, and we're establishing issues with the system. I am sure within the next year or two you're going to see other versions of this system popping up, and it might very well be a good idea to jump on board them as soon as you can. If you've already got Steemit knowledge, get on the new platforms and be the absolute early adopters. You're still early adopters to Steemit. I mean, like I said, it's only just over a year, so I think it will go the long haul. They have got a roadmap available to see, and obviously there's a white paper which you can read in this little tab here.
Have they run the demographics, or even publish the demographics on who is the standard Steemit user? Who does uptake?
There are some demographics you can see. It was quite surprising. So the US is the largest.
India's the biggest.
India's the biggest, is it? Okay. India, US, but there were some weird ones like Korea.
Korea has the highest number of computers, the most per house in the world.
So that must affect also
South
when you want
Korea.
to post things, right? When people are awake.
Yes,
So where are they and who are they? I guess
they're all over the world. I mean, a lot of people ask me this question: when is the best time to post? It used to be the best time to post is when America is awake. That is not so much the case anymore as this thing spreads around the world. In fact, personally, I don't think about that anymore. If I've got an article and it's finished, I just press go and see what comes. So we're almost done. I just wanted to show you one last thing. This young lady, Sweet SSJ, has been on the platform about the same sort of time as me. Yeah, August 2016. She has developed a pretty amazing fan base, and all she does is live her life and take photos, and she makes, as you can see, quite a lot of money just by posting about her life.
I need to get a new bikini.
Yeah, right. It helps to be cute. But she's doing extremely well from this. Let's have a look at her wallet, shall we?
Anybody's wallet.
If she's only got $91,000 worth in there. If she's clever, she's earned $1 million from this. There's no question already. But she's moved it out. She's moved it out of the platform. So guys, what I want to say to you in closing is that I am looking to build a team. I would really like to communicate with as many of you as possible as we all move forward into this new, brave new world of social media that earns us rewards. So coming back to the thing that I mentioned before, please get a Steemit account. If your account is not confirmed after 7 days, you will need to contact, I'm just going to keep it simple, contact me. Contact me. I know, I'm in touch with the person who can rectify this. There's been some problems with some people not being able to get in instantly, but get an account with Steemit. Once you've got that, get an account with steemit.chat and private message me within the private message service of steemit.chat. And from there, I would love to talk to any of you who are keen to get involved with any of these projects. And there are many. Like I said, I've got 15 accounts and they're all very separate subjects. Steam holidays, so I'm trying to get people to advertise their holiday businesses for Steam. You know, why pay in dollars when you can pay in Steam? It's free and instant.
Where are you based in?
I'm based in Ubud.
Are you based in Ubud?
Yes, so just south of Ubud, Sumanpan.
Okay, there's a lot of synergy to talk about.
Yes, absolutely.
Is there a limitation or risk in having a multitude of accounts?
I don't think so.
So as many emails as I have, I could effectively have
Yeah,
as many accounts.
you can. Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna have to buy a lot of SIM cards.
You
At least
can.
they're cheap here.
You can even avoid the whole SIM card thing. There's a website called Steam, Anon Steam, where you pay Bitcoin, Steam, or Litecoin
Right,
to
so
buy accounts. The disadvantage with that is you are not given an email address with which you would recover your account if you lost your password.
Not a very good risk.
So there is no recovery process
Yeah.
if you buy the account. Better to do it the traditional route
The numbers can
and
only be
write
once.
down your password and keep it offline. That's something else that I didn't mention. But once you're in and you get your master password, it is best to print it out or write it down and don't keep it online. The hackers are very clever. They will identify your number, whether it's on a Word document or an email, and they'll find it and they'll get into your account and they'll take your money. Some white hat hackers recently did this on Steemit. So they were able to take $20,000 worth of Steam out of people's accounts and then announced it on a post on Steemit saying, we've just nicked 20 grand's worth because of this flaw in the system, and here is the code to fix that flaw in the system. And they made about 20 grand from that post. And they gave back the 20 grand. Well, they didn't. They said, if you want your money back, contact us here. So
Yeah.
whether or not those people contacted them or
Yeah.
not, I don't know. But the wonderful thing about that was that these people who could have just run off with the money, in fact, identified the flaw in the system and showed the developers what the flaw was and how to fix it, and benefited hugely from that.
So I have a Steemit account, which I used a Tutanota email account for. So I started a Tutanota email account. I have my Steemit password. I no longer have my Tutanota password. So to stay on Steemit and operate on Steemit, do I ever need my email again?
In theory, you might, but if you look at the terms and conditions for Tutanota, because it's end-to-end encryption, if you lose your password, you lose your password. So now
So
you
there's no
have no
recovery email,
recourse,
secondary.
point of recourse for getting your Steemit password.
But as far as Steemit is concerned, I can continue using that account, or should I just start another one?
Can you not change your email?
No.
No, once you've established your email at the beginning,
So if you lose
I
your
don't-
email for whatever reason, then
just don't lose your password. It's really that simple. Don't lose your password. Well,
you
it's
get hacked as well.
No, I have to, like, the Steemit password is written down
Yeah.
in a safe place
Yeah.
somewhere.
And there are, you will notice in your password permissions section, I don't know that we've really got time to go into this now, but you can give people other passwords which give them the ability to access your account but not access your wallet. So for example, if I had a PA who I wanted to do my posts for me, I could give them a password which would give them the ability to post in my account but with no access to my wallet. And vice versa, I can give my accountant access to my wallet but no ability to post. So there's passwords for different things, but there's a master password, which is the main one that you need to keep offline. And if you ever accidentally enter that master password into another website, immediately change your password. That's how the white hat hackers were able to do what they did. So people had accidentally put their master password into the wrong place when asked for a password, and that was logged on the blockchain and then identified by the hackers and used to get into their accounts. So if you ever feel like you've made a mistake, just go click change password, boom, it gives you a new one. I personally take photographs of the screen and that's it, and then it's gone. I've got.
Except if it's in your phone, they can.
Yes, that's true. The photographs, you can print out the photo, then delete. You know, yeah.
What about using these password managers? Can you call like LastPass? Are those safe enough to use? Like where you put all your passwords?
Personally, that sounds
dodgy.
Yeah. I mean, I've not used one of them myself. I've heard about these things.
I guess the question is, would you put $90,000 into LastPass?
Well, when you put your
What do
bank
you do with
account
like
in,
your 500 passwords? I mean, seriously, do you print them all out and store them?
Well,
the ones that have money,
tattoo.
The ones that have money, keep them yourself.
I've read an article.
Yeah, that's
my password.
I wouldn't check them.
Did you ever let Google save your password?
Use Google for everything.
I must admit that I have done that in the past, yes, but it is definitely advisable not to do that. The person who taught me about Steemit would slap my hand very hard for doing that. Yes. I know people who have written down their passwords and taken them to Swiss bank account vaults because they're that, they just want to know that that's the only place and that ain't going to burn down, one hopes. You could keep it in your house and there's, God forbid, a fire in your house and you lose your passwords.
Safety deposit box.
So, safety deposit box, people are taking it that seriously. That is your bank account.
Is there a two-factor on it?
I don't personally use one. Two-factor authentication. I don't think so. It is one master key. Good question. Not sure. I haven't been using that myself. So after 7 days, your article is permanent. You've got 7 days to edit. Any mistakes you see. After that, it's permanent. It is locked on the blockchain forever. No one can delete it, censor it, change it, which brings us back to the decentralization aspect of it. There's no one person controlling, what we see. It's all there forever.
so if you put anything private, you regret it later.
Yeah.
There's no turning back. Yeah.
I love you. No.
Maya, if you're anonymous on there, as we discussed before, it doesn't really matter if you're private, does it?
That's very, very
Yeah,
true.
that's true. Keep yourself anonymous and you can post whatever you want. I could go into a whole bunch more. There are some other websites. So the thing about the Steem blockchain, as I said, anyone can build upon the Steem blockchain utilizing exactly what's going on here. So there's another site called busy.org, which is pretty much a replica of Steemit, but it has a message feature. And more people are kind of designing sites around this system, but it's the same articles, the same people, but different features.
But it's related to Steemit. It's part of Steemit.
It's kind of like it is Steemit. It's the Steem blockchain viewed through a different platform. Steemit is just a platform through which you view the Steem blockchain.
Your online community.
You could create your own online community and
I have my own community, group of learning environments, and then integrate with this content. This would be the content.
100%.
Right inside.
You could create a platform that was specific to your community utilizing the Steem blockchain. Yes.
So the chain still is text only?
Say again.
The chain still is text only? Is it like I used it ages ago when it was launched and it was a pain because I had to upload an image on another site and link to it to get the image to the
Yes,
screen.
that's all changed.
It's all fluid now.
It's that aspect of it is much more fluid now. Yeah, as
And
I
the
said,
image
it's
is
beta,
still
so every week you find new improvements that are happening.
Is the image stored on the chain or is it stored? It is.
Yeah.
How do they store that much information on a chain?
That's a very technical question. I do not know how to answer. How do they store that much information? I don't know. I believe they share their servers with Amazon. There was some switch over recently that gave them access to a lot
okay,
of.
they're storing it elsewhere and then they're fingerprinting.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that a fork?
It was not a fork. I'm not sure on that one.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So I wanted to know the relationship between Google SEO and Steemit because, well, two questions actually. That's my first because I've been noticing in my Google results, if I like type in cryptocurrency or frogs or something like that, a lot more often in the feed now is a Steemit article as the content.
Yes.
So the question is, one, if I go and hit on that content, does the author get a credit for that? And two is, and is that how come such a relatively new site is booming straight into the top 10 in Google results for something like crypto?
Well, I mean, the answer to the second question is because there's just so many people now producing as much quality content as they can. So the internet is getting flooded right now, expanding exponentially with amazing articles about every subject you can think of. So yes, more and more you're going to find a Steemit article. Your first question was, does that affect your reward? Yes, the computer will recognize that you're drawing external users in towards the platform. I couldn't tell you what kind of a reward that gives you, but yes, the algorithm is designed to reward those who are pulling in people from outside of Steemit.
And my second question is, you said you were posting every day.
Yes.
So this is your job now?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
So are you earning enough to live?
I can tell you that there are many people who are earning enough to live. I think we're pretty much done. We've actually really run over, guys. I'm happy to continue if you're happy to continue, but